our first guest. I'm super stoked. You know, one as Vision in the Marvel Universe and as the super creepy monk in the Da Vinci Code. He had some issues. The other is a BAFTA winner who created and starred in the series Flowers before starring in season 2 of The White Lotus. Now you can catch both of them as legendary rivals, Salieri and Mozart, in the new Starz series Amadeus. It's so good. Please welcome Paul Bettany and Will Sharpe.
Hello.
Wait, last time were we remote? Was it remote when we were talking?
We were remote.
I feel like it was. Yeah, welcome in person.
It's lovely to be here. Thank you for having us.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
You guys, I'm so stoked about this. It's so good. I'm addicted. I was so mad because it's a series, and I just wanted to keep going. And
oh, good.
Oh,
yes.
Excellent.
Yes, I had to sleep at some point. But what was it like working together?
Awful.
He's
it was
horrible.
exhausting. I carried him through the entire production.
Yeah,
So what made you want to do the series?
I guess, so I don't know, many of you might be familiar with the film version.
I missed it.
You missed
I missed it. I did. I missed it. I'm kind of glad.
Oh, it's no good. Don't watch
No, it's incredible. Everybody was like, "You tool, where have you been?" Because it was incredible, apparently. But I missed it. But I kind of like that this is my entrance to it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
the film is excellent. The series is based, you know, more on the play, I would say, by Peter Shaffer. But there was something about, like, because this is a TV series, it's spread across, like, 5 hours. There's a bit more space to kind of explore it from all the different characters' perspectives.
Yeah.
So I guess that made it interesting as, like, an exercise.
Yeah, and you're able to get it more into their sort of domestic lives, because of you have 5 hours.
Yeah,
So.
I like it because when it's a movie, sometimes you miss all those things, and I feel like series has the capability of being more like the book. Like
Right.
if there's a book, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You can really delve into the characters, and set it up for everybody who doesn't know, obviously, what it's about. If they as well have not seen the movie, yeah.
You went to university. You did that.
Yeah.
It's about, so it's very loosely based on the lives of Salieri and Mozart. It's fictionalized, but Paul's character, Salieri, who's a composer who mentors Mozart, becomes increasingly sort of ragefully jealous of his
How good he is.
God-given talents, and slowly but surely sort of goes mad.
Goes
with-
bad and
with jealousy.
undermines him, and eventually.
Really, can we?
I'm not sure we can. I mean, they're
Well,
dead.
it ends.
It ends. Well, Mozart's character is more, I think, free about it, and it just comes to him, and he's overwhelmed by the gift, I think, and you see it more as a godly thing and more divine, and...
Yes, I think that's the thing that we tried to do is play it as a sort of prodigal son story with two siblings with a shared father, and the father is like just showering this kid with gifts and talents, and I realized that God has chosen Mozart to be his voice in the world, and I am
That's a pretty hard hit.
furious.
Yeah, I was like, that sucks. But you both had to play piano for this, and you play guitar, I know, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't know piano before this,
I didn't
right?
know.
That's fun.
Yeah, no, it was really frustrating.
Oh my God. But
I learned this really long piece, this sonata, and I worked on it hundreds of hours. And I got on set, and I got ready to play it, and the director went, "No, you're not actually playing it. You're just reading the music, and then you hear it in your head." And I went, "Great, that's just fantastic."
that's devastating.
Yeah.
But you were ready.
I was ready.
Yeah. Is your son a composer? I hear,
My
right?
son, my son's in London doing his master's in classical composition.
So he could have given you tips.
I lent very heavily on him. And in actual fact, he went to New England Conservatory in Boston, and his mentor there, and his mentor there is the great grand teacher of Salieri. So
No
you can
way.
trace the lineage back to Salieri. So I got lots of tips and advice from my son.
I love when life happens like that.
Yeah.
Just the weird happenstance of it.
Super weird.
Yeah. Had you played piano before?
I'd played like enough to kind of Google some chords of
you
a
play like
song
me.
that I like and kind of, you know, play along to it.
Yeah.
But I spent like 6 months practicing to try and get. And there was a couple of similar things where I'd, you know, nailed something, spent a few months on it, and then it'd be like, oh, actually, we're going to do a different piece. So in kind of 3 days, I'd be like cramming.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And that would give me IBS. That would yeah, for sure. That would stress me out so much. I'd be like, sure, no problem running to bathroom. I would be like, I've got this, sure. What was it like filming the conducting scenes?
It was amazing.
Yeah,
feel
some of
powerful?
like our favourite sequences probably to film. They had they sort of fully staged operas. Like all of the staging is incredible, and we, working with these professional musicians. And so I guess like we had to come up with a conducting style that was, like in those days it would have been very like metronomic and kind of boring to watch, but because a lot of the story is told through these like musical sequences, we tried to come up with a style that had some of that modern expressiveness, so we could,
more emotional?
I guess, say something in those scenes. But it was kind of, and we shot in some incredible locations as well.
Shot in this basilica in Budapest, and I was conducting actually his Requiem and the Lacrimosa.
Mozart's not mine.
No,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
yes.
But you're brilliant too.
Yes.
He's great, but he's not that. And we had a real orchestra, but we had playback, and so they're playing along. But at some point they called cut, but I didn't hear, and so I'm conducting, and they cut the playback, but the orchestra continued, and for a moment there I was conducting Lacrimosa in a basilica, and it's such a powerful experience.
My first experience, I was and they were recording the strings and orchestral parts on my album for Breakaway, I think it was, and I sat in the studio, I'd never done that before, and they were all there, and I'd never been in the room, and I had no idea what I was about to experience, but you actually feel like it hitting you.
Oh, yeah.
Like for real, like when, not like in a woo-woo way. Like you feel like it's incredible when there's that many of them and it's coming in. It's the most overwhelming and the most incredible, intoxicating way.
Yeah.
I love that feeling.
Yeah, it's really good.
I don't really understand how they can just look at a series of dots and then make this sound. Like, it's kind of extraordinary.
Like staff paper notes.
Yeah, they've never heard it. I mean, but I guess with...
You should have done more research.
Yes.
It's
Mozart
called musical
should do it.
How does
notation.
it even work?
Is it true? I heard that you actually felt Mozart's presence on set. Is this true?
Oh,
We're going to make you sound crazy.
You're going to make me sound crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of woo-woo,
I don't know about that, but there was just a few weird things that happened. Like, in the story, as Paul was saying, there's a lot of kind of theme of the divine, like our relationship with God. And there's like a scene where I'm talking about everyone keeps saying that God speaks through me. And it was in the middle of a heat wave, but as I said that line, there was like a massive clap of thunder and like light blasted in through the window as if someone had rigged a light specifically for it. And a storm broke out. And then we sort of wrapped that, take, and I went outside, and there was just like a murmuration of bats. And I was like, what is going on here? And then it happened like 2 or 3 more times through the shoot where I would be in a scene where I was talking about God and something would happen,
Do you think that was a sign of, like, I like what you're doing, or I'm not into it?
Well, that's what I was
Tread
I was
carefully.
like, do you need me to do another take?
Yeah. He's like, that's not right. You can do that. Or that's clapping, you know? It's how you filter it, I guess.
Yeah. I guess if you're tired, you notice things, don't you?
Yeah. Yes, when you're tired. Wait, speaking of being in Budapest, though, that's wonderful. Did you get to actually, I know you're working, it's always like, people are like, what was it like? And you're working the whole time,
Sure.
but did you get any time to kind of, I don't know, go out
Yeah, a
and
little
adventure?
bit. I mean, I went out with my family, with my, 2 young kids and my wife, and there was one day when I brought them to set because there was going to be horses on set, and I was like, look, the horses, and they were like, yeah, whatever, there's a playground, can we go and play in the playground?
Yeah.
So I ended up in a gap going to play with them in a playground, but fully dressed as Mozart, with like a wig on. So all the other parents are like, you okay? What are you doing?
don't come near my kids.
There's a guy in period costume wandering around, and somewhere there's
Does
like a
he know
photograph.
those children? Someone
Yeah,
help them.
exactly. Yeah, of me dressed like in my tights and in my wig, like on a swing, like private looking.
I'm a ghost.
Yeah.
You played some incredible villains. Now, how do you feel when people go, you would play this jerk really well? How do you feel when they're like, you know what screams villain? You.
I've got so much in common with this character.
No, you're nothing like a villain. You're like so like nice and funny and like it's just. But what is
That's
that like when
just
people are like,
this.
you scream villain?
He's a great villain to play because he's
Complicated.
really complicated and really relatable, I think. There aren't many there aren't many geniuses in the world, but there are lots of Salieris who feel mediocre and, you know, and I think we all have, you know, venal, awful thoughts, but to allow yourself, as in this role, to then just act out on them, is super fun, actually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just think of the worst things you can do and then do them. Just great stuff. It's like my marriage, really.
You're done. You just actually reminded me, one of the saddest lines, actually, I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but Constance, like, whenever you're alone in the room and she says, it's this whole part about how she's like, well, I'm unremarkable. And I was like, that's the saddest line I think I've heard in anything I've ever watched. But so relatable. I think a lot of people feel like, I don't feel remarkable, I don't feel special, I don't feel like, you know, I don't stand out. And it was like, oh, that's what I mean. It's done so well. Even this moments that maybe people think are small and not as big of, you know, like not an opera performance or not something like that, but it's still just as powerful. Yeah. What were those scenes like? That's pretty cool, like the intimate ones.
I mean, I guess that's sort of what grounds it, I think, and that's what we liked about this version, that there was more time, as you said, for like seeing them at home, seeing what their day-to-day lives are like. I found that interesting because, you know, in the show, in the play, like Amadeus is seen as this almost kind of like angel demon character, and like everyone just keeps saying music just falls into his lap. But to try and humanize that and figure out, but what does that actually look and feel like day to day? Like what happens, like
Mozart ironing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Making an omelette. Like,
Or coming down the stairs, he like falls down the stairs, like you fall down one flight of stairs and people say you're drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you are.